Mikal Bridges, we know about him and what he's able to do when he gets streaky. 2 straight games with 20 or more. Can he make it 3 in a row? And Tim Hardaway Jr. in that starting lineup, lighting it up for the Dallas Mavericks. 3 straight games with 22 or more from him. Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks, marquee matchup right here on NBA TV at 8:30. That's our center court game. Welcome in. I'm Chris Miles, that other guy sitting here because we have future Hall of Famer Candace Parker. There, I said it. She knows what's up. That's how she's just relaxed with that. And, of course, True Essence, our guy.
Took it to the Rucker. Okay.
Had to take it to the Rucker. For people that don't know, that is his Rucker name. That's what we're going to call him on this show.
Oh, that's what I'm calling him the entire show.
Oh, my goodness.
True Essence.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Luka versus Booker. And somehow, these are 2 guys who finished top 5 in MVP voting last year and have gotten better somehow this year and have had 2 of the most incredible performances we've seen this season. And there it is on your screen. Devin Booker, 51 points in 3 quarters, only missed 5 shots. Luka Doncic, 41-point triple-double. So that's our interactive poll for tonight. Who did it better? So you can click the QR code that's going to pop up on your screen and vote who you think did it better, Devin Booker or Luka Doncic. You seem like you're chomping at the bit. Who had a better performance of those 2?
You can't knock what Luka did, obviously, 40-point triple-double. But for me, 50 is a magic number. Doing it in 3 quarters. 3 quarters just unbelievable.
You got the Candace face already.
I got it already, right? So I know what she's going to say. But for me, it was Devin Booker. It was unbelievable. He's doing an unbelievable job leading as well with Chris Paul being out.
In 3 quarters, Candace.
3 quarters.
Listen, 20 for 25, amazing. However, I was present for that 41-point triple-double and watching Luka from a courtside seat, being able to see the way that he manipulates the defense, sees the way that he's literally playing with a yo-yo. When he is dictating how the defense defends him in every way. They were minus 19 when he was on the bench. This is a game where Dinwiddie actually got ejected on a flagrant 2 foul. And Luka was out of the game, came back in, played more minutes than needed, beat the defending champion in Golden State, right? You think about their length and their defenders and Andrew Wiggins and Klay Thompson. It didn't matter who was on him that night. It was unbelievable to watch. So I'm with you with the 50 piece because, that's something that everybody wants to do. It's magic. However, watching Luka, it seemed like he could have got 50.
It was Luka magic. And for those that don't know, Candace said it kind of just a little subtle there. She was on the call of that particular game. She wasn't just there.
Nah, she wasn't just there.
So credit to you. Did a great job on the broadcast, by the way.
Thank you.
Got to make sure we let the audience know that. And thank you to everyone that's voting. They seem to be headed towards Luka Doncic with the 41-point triple-double.
Oh, they believe in Candace.
67%. It's all about going last.
50 and 3 quarters, though, we could be talking about a 60-point game.
You're right.
If they needed
he
it,
plays the game.
But they didn't. So here's another piece for you. When I look at these 2 guys, right, and I think about the fact that, remember, theoretically, they could have been teammates because Devin Booker was already there in Phoenix, and they had that number 1 pick, and it could have been Luka and Devin. But it was like, we got our guy. We cool over here, Luka. We're going to go get DeAndre Ayton first in the draft. You kind of know, again, it's like once you're drafted and that thing is there. And then 4th and 5th in MVP voting last year. Then they played in the playoffs, and there was some tension during the postseason between these 2. Look how close they were in the MVP voting. Candace, how much do you love the spice building between these 2 guys and these 2 teams, and that they're not buddy-buddy, right? That they clearly have a little bit of venom for each other.
It's amazing in a league when you have guys that are looking to their right and to their left and defending what they know is theirs or what they're trying to get. And that's in Devin Booker and Luka Doncic. If you think about the series-changing play was when the Suns went up a lot. And they won this game. And this is the closing seconds of the game. And this is when Luka was like, okay, I'm going to do some Luka magic. And this is when he took over the series. And here's the thing. I think the joy that Luka plays with and the joy that Devin plays with, you got to love those guys. So either way, tonight it's going to be in for a fun matchup. And just as the Golden State Warriors-Dallas game was kind of not a regular season game, I see this being like that playoff atmosphere.
True Essence, I really like what we've seen from Devin Booker this season. I think of earlier in his career when he ran the point, right?
Yes.
Chris Paul, this will be his 14th straight game missed with injury. And Devin Booker has really had to carry this team in a different way of playing at different levels. Can you break down exactly what he's been doing that's been so special this year?
His mindset has gone from a wide receiver or running back to a quarterback.
Oh, okay.
And he's doing it in a fashion, in a way that's complimentary for everybody. He's leading. He's becoming a lead guard. I'm not sure he's a point guard or a two guard. He's a lead guard. Right here, if you watch, he's getting to the paint. He's breaking down the defense. Nobody came to help. A one-on-one matchup, Booker likes that every time. This next clip right here, you get Booker playing out the mid-post. And the thing about great scorers is some can score, he hits the tough shots too. And that's what separates the good scorers from the great scorers. The next one, here we go. Hang dribble, pull up three-pointer coming. He can do it any way you want it done. And he's keeping his teammates involved while he's doing it. Right here, he gets the ball back, breaks down the defense, sees Aiden for the drop-off pass, draws two. That's the Booker that's grown from years in the past. Maybe that was a tougher shot. He's like, you know what? I'm scoring, I keep my guys involved, and that's how we stay at this level of winning.
And Chris, to add to that, just in terms of the step that Phoenix is taking and them being able to withstand Chris Paul being out, I think they're going to be better because of it. To start the season, Chris Paul realized he had to move off the ball a little bit more. Because in the playoffs, you look at what Dallas did, you look at what even the Pelicans did. They picked him up full court, they picked Devin Booker up full court, and they made the other guys make plays. And so Phoenix going into this offseason, they had to look at themselves in the mirror. Aiden has to be able to dribble handoff and make plays. Devin Booker has to be able to be that guy that can, carry that second unit and be that distributor and make others around him better. And I think they're benefiting and being able to stand it while Chris Paul has been out. Well,
another team playing without a guy that creates shots for others. The Philadelphia 76ers, one game over 500, fifth in the East. Candace, what do you make of the way that they've held down the fort while James Harden has been out the last 14 games? Last time he played was November 2nd and is expected to play tonight against his former team, Houston.
I was extremely impressed with the way that the Sixers responded immediately after he was injured. I mean, there was a series where they had James Harden out, Tyrese Maxey out, Joel Embiid out, Tobias Harris out, and they managed to sneak a couple wins in there. And one of those wins against, Brooklyn Nets coming in, with a little beef on their team. But if you think about the way that they play, I think Philly got better defensively without James Harden, but offensively they struggled. And so I think you have this guy that can really put the ball in the basket, can win his matchup. He's learning to play with Joel Embiid, which I think you missed out with him being injured. But there's still enough time. We still got December, and, he's got to get back in shape and get back in game rhythm.
One of the best passers we've seen in the league, maybe ever, James Harden, something that goes overlooked in what he does. Candace is like, I don't know about that one, Chris. Keeping this train moving, a team that eliminated the 76ers 2 years ago in the playoffs, the Atlanta Hawks, they've struggled to regain that magic that they had 2 years ago. Trae Young was not in the arena Saturday for that win against the Wolves. And here's Shams Charania talking about that here, right? The Hawks and Trae Young, Coach Nate McMillan, had an exchange, a shoot-around, Young choosing not to attend the team's home win. Here is Trae Young on that topic today.
We're all grown men here, and sometimes we don't always agree. And it's unfortunate that private situations and private conversations get out to the public, but I guess that's what the world we live in now. But I'll just focus on basketball and focus on helping my team win, and that's what I got to get to refocus it on.
But what's public was that you not at the game, so why weren't you there?
Man, it sounded you was at me, bro.
I'm curious. I mean, you're leader of this team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard for people who don't know the full situation to understand it. So, it's like I said, it's a private matter again, and it made public, which is unfortunate. And if it was stayed private, it probably wouldn't have been as big of a deal. But like I said, it's unfortunate. My job and my goal is to win a championship, and that's all I focus on.
But you can see the perception, though, Trae. You are a leader of this team, and when you're not there to support your guys.
When you're an outside guy like you are, and you don't understand in a private matter, in a private situation, you should probably stay on the outside. And like I said, it's unfortunate that everybody has to understand and know a little bit of the details that went on inside. But, inside here, we're all good. And, you got any more questions about that, then you can talk to somebody else about it.
I've talked with Trae about that. We're moving forward. The one thing that I do want to respond, there was something said about me telling Trey to not show up for a game. I will never, ever, and have never, ever told a player not to show up for a game. Okay, that's just false.